time you come to these old stations, they always have their dump area. You can imagine so far out, you can't really throw stuff away for a couple of reasons. One is just you don't have rubbish service, and you know the local tip's not just down the road. And the other is you really just do not know when something's going to be handy, so nothing ever gets chucked out. And this is one area where it's pretty close to the homestead, the current homestead, and there's lots of stuff hanging around out here. Anything, look over in here, you know, the old Hills hoist. Who knows, one day the pipe out of that or the winding mechanism might be good for something. But looking in through the glass here, you know, bits of old machinery, things that have been adapted already over the years to a certain job. Pulley system, winch. So this place here, this property we're on, currently it's a cattle station, but it used to be a sheep station, and we've still got the old sheep quarters. Don't know where the shearing sheds or anything like that, I don't know if they still exist, but the original homestead, we're going to have a look at the original homestead. It's further out, it's a fair drive from where we are at the moment. So in the next couple of days we'll head up there and see the original part of the homestead. But right now, just looking through these old dumps, and there's some sort of more modern type rubbish here, but some of the old machinery and some of the things they've come up with, and you know, it's just amazing to see. You certainly can't go to any station without seeing one of these things parked up somewhere. So we've just spent the last couple of nights just camping close to the homestead. Now normally on this property you'd be camped further out, and tonight we'll be heading out there to have a look at those camp area, I suppose, and there's a few other little attractions out that way, so we'll show you those. We'll get into that. For now we've left the campers back at the homestead. There's no point telling them where we're going, and where we are going is we're having a look at the original homestead for this property, which is about 11 k's further into the property from where the current homestead is. So we're going to have a look up there. There's a few little relics and ruins and whatever else up that way. We'll do that, and then on the way back pick up the campers, head out to the other campground and set up there for a couple of nights. I think there's a couple of broggers up here.
Oh man, there's a watermelon or something there on the side.
It was probably a paddy melon. They're actually bustards. I don't know how well they show up on camera, but there's two busted birds in here, also known as Western Plains turkeys. Apparently they're delicious. Yeah, I think I've only ever seen a couple in the wild up in the territory before. But just having them wander across the track here, it's pretty cool. Missed it by that much.
You'll get around that.
As always, leave the gates the way you found them. That'll take care of that one. Oh, honey, I'm home. Welcome to North Tyrone. The old generator. We've got a looking in here, the old crank handle start, fire her up, single cylinder through to the generator, and cables up to the old distribution box. But I think it's seen better days. I'm fairly certain this would have been the meat safe. Use this fine mesh, keep flies out. I'm kind of guessing that combination of the mesh and exhaust fumes, no flies here. She's still restorable. There's a lot worse than that people have restored, I can tell you now. I mean, really not that bad. this frame, I'd know anywhere. I have one of these that I've restored. The old XT. It's either the 500 or the 250. I think the frames were identical, but I know that frame anywhere, especially that oil cap. So they had a this held the oil. That was your sump for your motor. Dribbled down and in through the motor. It all came through here and pumped back up from the motor. But yeah, I know that frame anywhere. Could still restore this one, just the compliance plates are missing, which is a bit of a shame. According to local legend, this building here used to be the shop at the town where the sports field was that we visited yesterday. So I'm guessing, as with a lot of the old country towns that shut down, they usually move the buildings out to somewhere else where it was required. And this one just happened to get moved straight out here, and was the living quarters. Fortunately, she's fallen down a fair bit now. All the walls sitting on the ground, as will happen. After the war, the old Chevy Blitzers became a staple farm implement. They used them everywhere because they were just a good, reliable old truck. Taking the motor out of this one. But they were usually just a 6-cylinder Chevy powered petrol motor. You see a few of these around on the old farms.
How many Ks on the speedo?
You've only got, I don't know, I think she's been around the clock twice.
But you look at it, like, there's no rust in it, it's just all surface rust. Yeah. And you go back over that 60 series and it's rusted out, so that just goes to show they built them to last back in the day. Be a good project for someone. It's got a good shell. Oh, rust hole in the roof.
Nothing goes to waste out in the country. The old motorbike tail light on the back end of the Blitz. Is there one on the other side?
No. Back in those days, you only had one tail light.
One tail light and a number plate.
Yeah.
Sweet. Mum's just shutting the gate. We're going to head back now, back to the other homestead and pack up, move to the actual campsite. Now, it's important to note too, this is somebody's property. They own it. they look after it. So places like that, even though it's all, you know, old relics and whatever, just respect it. It's not your place to take stuff or do anything with it. Just leave it as it is, and that way we will continue to be allowed to come to these places and watch it, learn it. I'd like to bring my grandkids out here to show them the old history, so I'd like it to still remain open long enough for me to do that. Disrespecting people's property, whether it's owned by a person, owned by the government, a national park, doesn't matter. Somebody gives you permission to be there, and by disrespecting the place or wrecking it, ruining it with rubbish, whatever, it doesn't matter. Those people will be the ones to say you're no longer welcome. So take care of the place, treat it with respect, and you'll always get to go to these places. And it's not just the place that you visit. If word gets out that no, these people come and they don't look after it, they wreck it and they cause us more work than we need, other places will close down because they can't deal with the hassle. So it's important to do your part, and these places will remain accessible to the rest of us.
So a quick run back to pick up the camper trailers, and then we're off to another part of the station to spend the next few days.
All sorts of wildlife around here. They beat me because that's 4 horsepower up there. I've only got 3. Poor old patrol.
I was just showing you the first grid, Fred.
Yeah, thanks horses. We got another way from here. What do you reckon, Rayno?
It's going to be an awesome sunset this afternoon.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about this view.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
No.
I don't know if I can handle that for 1 or 2 nights.
We'll let you decide. What do you think of the view? Yeah, okay.
I suppose it's alright, it's okay.
Yeah, I reckon it'll do.
I don't want to be dead downer, but I think we'll do.
Yeah, we'll make the best of it.
I reckon you could sit over there with a chair and a beer over there.
Bring on sunset, that's all I can say.
Yes. Maybe even sunrise.
Sunrise, sunset.
I reckon over that way.
Right.
Oh well, if it's home for a couple of nights, we'll have to make do.
Yep.
Oh, let's get set up and grab ourselves a beer.
Cheers. So a little bit of a walk around our campsite. Where I'm set up. This is where the horn's set up.
Outback red dirt, love it.
Wayno and Wendy over here.
Wendy's done my funeral.
Spring nomads up the hill a little bit. And just down here through these trees. You can see one of those views. Good old open sky country. We'll drop down here a bit later and watch the sun go down. Absolutely magic.
Another day, another dam. And, well, by now, you should know what comes next.
Not a bad looking dam.
Yeah, you can never tell with these dams.
Well, the owner said he reckons there's crayfish in here, so
I thought this one he said he doesn't know,
No.
but it was worth a try.
Well, I think I'm going to give it a try. I think
sure.
between all of us is about
So,
what's going in.
anyway, we'll find out shortly.
Yeah, if we don't catch a feed here, we've got to back up.
We do.
So what are you using, mate? The old sardines?
More sardines. I'll do
Nice.
half in that one.
And because I reckon these crayfish like a bit of a change in their diet, I've got leftover chicken breast from dinner the other night, flavoured with a bit of mashed potato. So
Right, that's all the pots in. You have to be mindful with these things as well. It's quite clear to see this is obviously a drinking supply for cattle, and any area where you're going to put traps will naturally be a water source for animals. So just be mindful of your ropes, strings, whatever you got. A cow coming down here for a drink, getting caught up in that is not going to be too pleasant for the cow. If you see cattle actively using the dam, it's probably the best idea not to really use traps. Just, you don't want to create any dramas for the farmer or the cow or anything else. So we haven't seen any cattle in this area, and as we said, we have got permission to put these in at this stage anyway. But just be mindful of that no matter where you are, and try and get your ropes out of harm's way as much as possible. It's not always an easy thing to do, but just try that, and hopefully you get a feeder crayfish without all the pain of trying to pull a cow out of a stuck dam.
we've just put the crayfish pots into a dam on the property, and just behind the dam there's a natural watercourse. So because all these link up, I mean, it looks like a dam that won't have any yabbies or anything in there. It may not have, but it's also may have, because they do travel with floods and whatnot. So if this watercourse floods, sort of comes from a couple of directions. So if we go over here, another bit of a watercourse, just a little channel through there. Up further you can see a bit further, but then basically the reason why they put a dam in there, because when it rains it fills up, comes down here and fills up that big hole in the ground. So we'll leave these in for a few hours. We'll check them a bit later on this afternoon and see how we go. Stay tuned to let you know.
Coming up next time, we find some wildlife, we act like some wildlife,
Look, there's a rock wallaby wearing thongs.
and get scared by some wildlife. All that and more in part 3 of Tyrone and Beyond.